Hello and welcome to This Week in Falmouth. I'm Michael.
And I'm Susan, and welcome to another week in Falmouth.
Another action-packed, fun-filled week in Falmouth.
Oh, more and more and more.
Yeah, I can't believe it. 3 pages of fun-filled stuff going on, huh?
And a lot of variety, too. We're going to start off with an author talk with Christy Lawrence, West Falmouth Library, Wednesday, March 23rd, 4 p.m. She's an author, freelance writer, and independent researcher with a special interest in shipwrecks and maritime history. And at present, she's working on Ships and Shards, the legacy of Dr. George F. Bass, widely known as the father of underwater archaeology, who successfully undertook in 1960 the seabed excavation of a 3,000-year-old shipwreck off the coast of Turkey.
Wow.
And he also founded the prestigious Institute of Nautical Archaeology in College Station, Texas, and Bodrum, Turkey, where ancient artifacts from his shipwreck excavations are housed in the Bodrum Nautical Archaeology Museum. Tea will be served, and there's a suggested donation of $8 at the door. Masks are encouraged, but not required. And that's at the West Falmouth Library.
Tea will be served?
Tea will be served. Yes.
That's awesome. That's so civilized.
No, you're a tea man. I know.
A tea guy. That's why I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe some crumpets with that tea. That would be really good, wouldn't it? Oh.
Yeah. So we're gonna see
in
you
shipwrecks.
there.
This is great.
On Thursday, March 24th, noon to 1:30 p.m. The Winter 2022 Small Business Webinar Series continues with Business Planning the Simpler Way. It's a workshop which will explore a simplified means of business and strategic planning through the use of the business model canvas. This is presented by SCORE and Coastal Community Capital.
Wonderful.
On Thursday, March 24th, 10 to 11:30 a.m. by Zoom, the Center for Corporate and Professional Education is presenting Create Landing Pages That Convert. Learn the what, why, and how. A landing page has one job: compel the visitor to respond to your call to action. Landing pages help increase your conversion rates and lower your cost per acquisition. So as businesses become more data-driven, post-click landing pages have become ever more popular for their ability to deliver high ROI. So this is learn how to create landing pages that convert.
2 pretty darn good educational opportunities there for businesses. That's great.
Definitely. And here comes a third. Thursday, March 24th, 10 to 11:30 a.m. WeCan is presenting by Zoom Women in Digital Marketing Roundtable. Digital marketing, how a business connects with potential customers, includes email, social media, and web-based advertising. Participants will hear from our panel of local industry experts, connect with peers in the community, and learn about the best digital marketing strategies to improve your business. The roundtable format allows for discussion between the panelists and Q&A from the virtual audience.
Nice.
And that's by Zoom.
Nice.
Another Zoom offering by the Falmouth Jewish Congregation on Thursday, March 24th at 6 p.m. is author and journalist Larry Tai discusses his reporting on Ukraine. Best-selling author and journalist Tai covered the Chernobyl nuclear accident for the Boston Globe, traveling from Paris to Lapland, London to Vienna, trying to understand lessons that are eerily relevant today as Russia is capturing and imperiling Ukraine's nuclear plants. As part of his book on the Jewish diaspora, Homelands, Portraits of the New Jewish Diaspora, he devoted a chapter and a long visit to Dnepropetrovsk, which with help from Boston Jewry, became the most thriving Jewish community in the former Soviet Union, and today is under assault by Russia. He will engage in conversation with Pamela Rothstein, Falmouth Jewish Congregation's Director of Lifelong Learning, who is also an Eastern Europe expert, and with anyone who wants to join the conversation. It's free, but requires registration, and there will be a Q&A.
Great. Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting and timely. Very interesting and timely. Yeah. March 24th through the 31st on Tuesday and Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. The Cape Cod Community College Hyannis Center is presenting the Empower Through Business Language. The purpose of the two-part course is to teach English as a second language for beginners, targeting the business vocabulary. While learning English, you will have an introduction to finances, learning how to do a balance sheet, a budget, and financial goals. And
Excellent.
books and handouts will be provided. Yep. And that's in person at the Hyannis Center.
Okay.
Poetic License, open mic night at FCTV, virtually, still virtual, continues Thursday, March 24th. And the suggested theme is clouds.
Oh,
Yeah, this is their virtual monthly open mic night.
Yeah.
Hostess, of course, Donna Shear. Performers are invited to participate and share original poetry, story, comedy, spoken word, or solo, acoustical, musical performance in 4-minute time slots. Got to pre-register by tomorrow with Andrew Richards, and you can either go to their website or there's a link on our website for his email address.
nice.
Yeah,
That's always fun.
it's always fun.
Yeah.
And on Friday, March 25th, 2 to 3:45 p.m., Falmouth Public Library continues their Friday Films program. Can't tell you what it is, but you find out if you go to their website.
A
Register,
little mystery in there. I like it.
little
Yeah,
mystery
that's
in
good.
there, something about, I think, copyright and stuff like that.
Okay.
Anyway, registration is required and limited to 25 people. So to find out what movie's playing and to register, go to their events calendar page or give them a call for their Friday films.
Perfect. Perfect.
Now, here's something very different and I found really interesting from the Center for Corporate and Professional Education, the Hyannis Center, on Saturday and Sunday, March 26th and 27th, from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Wilderness First Aid.
Love it.
Isn't that something?
Takes me back to Boy Scouts. I love it. All right. Wilderness first aid.
Hey,
You need it.
yeah.
Right.
Hey, accidents happen.
They
People
do.
get hurt, sick, or lost. The temperature drops, the wind picks up, and it starts to rain. Would you know what to do? Many backcountry emergencies are preventable. And even when bad things happen, sometimes the wrong care can make things worse. By learning a few basic skills, you can make the difference between a good outcome and a bad one, and maybe even save a life. The Wilderness First Aid, WFA training, is the perfect course for the outdoor enthusiast or trip leader who wants a basic level of first aid training for short trips with family, friends, and outdoor groups, and meets the ACA guidelines.
Be prepared.
Be
I
prepared.
love it. That's awesome.
Prepared.
That's great.
On Sunday, March 27th, 2 to 3:30 p.m. at Highfield Hall, discover the African American Heritage Trail on Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, I've done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I went with the kids. We did school field trip from here. It's very
Oh,
interesting.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was going to school in this era, in this time, they didn't have it at the time frame that I was going to school.
Yeah.
So yeah,
People come
something
out and talk to you.
done.
It's really very cool. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
cool thing to do.
Learn the fascinating story of the African American Heritage Trail on Martha's Vineyard. Dr. Elaine Weintraub, co-founder and history department chair at the Martha's Vineyard Regional High School, will present the story of the beginnings of the trail and the ongoing work to research and expand the narrative. Carrie Camilio Tankard, vice president of the Martha's Vineyard chapter of the NAACP, is the other co-founder of this amazing resource. The Heritage Trail, a model public history project and physical path, is a compilation of 30 different sites dedicated to previously unrecognized contributions made by people of African heritage. For several years, the history classes at the regional high school were involved as research assistants and acted as tour guides, site maintenance staff, mural painters, website developers, and musicians. And the work is ongoing. Very cool.
It is cool. And if you
Yeah.
haven't done it, it's
Well,
like,
it sounds
people
like,
look at what's there something to do. That's a cool thing to do. Take the boat
Yeah.
over and do that.
yeah,
Hmm.
that sounds like something that Jay and I might check out, I think.
I think you should
Yeah, for sure.
get some yummy
Um,
food while you're over there.
Yeah, because things are opening up already.
They are. Yeah. Before you know it,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be back on the water. You know it.
Yeah. Here's a different one. Monday, March
I
28th,
just went,
2 o'clock by Zoom. Falmouth Public Library is presenting Understanding Your Cat.
absolutely. I love it.
We are delighted to welcome cat behavior and retention specialist Rachel Geller, who will talk about what a cat behaviorist does and the most common problems she encounters, and then answer some cat behavior questions from the audience. Rachel Geller is the founder and president of All Cats All the Time, Inc., which is a 501c3 dedicated to promoting the adoption of cats and preventing their surrender and abandonment by helping cat or animal shelters and cat access cat behavior counseling free of charge.
I love it. I only had one cat in my life and I never truly understood her.
Yeah.
I don't think she understood me either, but I don't know, maybe.
We had a cat for 15 years.
Wow.
About 7 years in, we decided we really weren't cat people,
Oh,
but by
no.
then we loved him. So, we kept him for another 7 years. So,
You know what I like about cats is they're clean.
yeah,
They're always cleaning themselves and stuff. Yeah.
so you have to empty their litter box.
Yeah. Yeah, but they can be trained like a dog to go outside.
In fact, I know someone who trained their cat to use the toilet. So,
Oh, that's even better,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Oh, watch
Yep.
out. Pretty fast. You weren't kidding when you said there's a lot of cool stuff going on this
Yeah,
week.
it's all
Wow.
different, really wide variety of things.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Monday, March 28th at 7 p.m., Falmouth Museums on the Green is presenting by Zoom another virtual talk, Our Team with Luke Eplin, the epic story of 4 men and the World Series that changed baseball. The riveting story of 4 men, Larry Doby, Bill Veeck, Bob Feller, and Satchel Paige, whose improbable union on the Cleveland Indians in the late 40s would shape the immediate post-war era of Major League Baseball and beyond. Though Doby is the second Black player in the majors would struggle during his first summer in Cleveland, his subsequent turnaround in 48 from bench warmer to superstar sparked one of the wildest and most meaningful seasons in baseball history. In intimate, absorbing detail, Luke Eplin's Our Team traces the story of the integration of the Cleveland Indians and their quest for a World Series title through 4 key participants, the 4 gentlemen that I just mentioned. And there it is.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's so much fascinating history, in baseball.
Mhm.
It reminded me of that the Oakland A's story, the movie with Brad Pitt. I can't remember the name of it, but these stories from the past that I don't know, but it's fascinating. So this sounds like something would be really cool, really interesting too. How these teams like rally and they come and win a World Series.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this talks to how baseball became more segregated and the effects of the Black players on our national pastime and how it changed our nation. On Tuesday, March 29th, 9 to 10:30, by webinar, SCORE and Coastal Community Capital are presenting their business webinar series, Understanding Your Financial Statements.
Mm-hmm.
Learn what information your financial statements contain and how you can use those statements to manage your working capital and cash management and to forecast your future results.
Perfect.
Yeah. On Tuesday, March 29th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Highfield Hall and Gardens, easy, meatless, and satisfying meals. Learn how to make easy meals that are meatless, satisfying with Michelle Itkowitz. In this demonstration class, taste and explore delicious meals that will satisfy vegetarian and non-vegetarians alike. Starting off with zucchini, feta and leek gratin and stuffed portobellos. Follow up with Jamie Oliver's roasted brassica salad with lentils and halloumi. After fusilli with kale and cashew pasta. Finish with crock pot apples and cinnamon and vanilla ice cream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yum.
Just throw a steak in there. It'll be great.
And I was just
Just
thinking.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Come on.
And I was just thinking, who needs meat?
Going there with a big drumstick in your hand. No, it's not gonna work. Fascinating. That's really, you could turn more onto that. That'll be good.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
All
And then
right.
finally, by Zoom, Falmouth Museums on the Green is presenting a virtual talk, Blood and Treasure with Tom Clavin. The explosive true saga of the legendary figure Daniel Boone and the bloody struggle for America's frontier. It is the mid-18th century, and in the 13 colonies founded by Great Britain, anxious colonists desperate to conquer and settle North America's first frontier beyond the Appalachian Mountains commence a series of bloody battles. These violent conflicts are waged against the Native American tribes whose lands they covet, the French, and finally against the mother country itself in an American Revolution destined to reverberate around the world.
Wow.
Now, thanks to the painstaking research by 2 award-winning authors, the story of the brutal birth of the United States is told through the eyes of both the ordinary and larger-than-life men and women, white and red, who witnessed it.
I'm in shock because just today on my feed, while I was on the treadmill on the History Channel, I just started watching the biography of Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
I mean, so wow, it's just like fortuitous. Like, I think
Yeah.
I have to go to this because for some reason it popped up in it. I just remember Fess Parker as a kid. And I don't know,
Me
it caught
too.
my eye and I was like,
Daniel Boone was a man.
that's right. But I'll tell you, I've got into this biography a little bit and he was very different than the Fess Parker, Daniel Boone we know. So,
Yeah, who was a very kind of guy, wasn't he?
well, from what I'm understanding, I didn't realize that his family, his father was a weaver and they first settled in Pennsylvania because they were Quakers from England.
Oh, now see, I didn't know that either. Yeah.
Yes, I didn't know that until I started watching this. And his father, I guess, was turned out from the Quaker community because 2 of Daniel's siblings married non-Quakers. And his father was, I guess he was a Renaissance guy because he said to the Quaker meeting, doesn't matter to me, as long as my kids are happy.
Yeah.
So they kind of sent him away, and that's when they went out into the wilderness, I guess.
Into the wilderness, and
it's an
Daniel
interesting
Boone was
story for
born.
sure. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is. So you're gonna have to check that
So
out.
you'll be like, that's by Zoom, so you don't have to go anywhere.
I think that's great. I'm gonna definitely tune into this.
Yeah,
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
There's so many on here this week. I mean, it's just great.
There's a ton of stuff here. Wouldn't you like to split yourself off so you could do more than one of these things?
Who's luckier than we are living in this town, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This week in Falmouth, go to another town and say this week in so-and-so town, there's nothing going on. They're collecting your taxes. That's what's going on. I mean, over here, we got a lot going on, so.
Yeah, we do. We're not going to talk about taxes anyway.
No, we don't want to do that. So. Okay.
Anyway, enjoy the week.
Absolutely. And we'll see you next week.